just use for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we are going to start the session. Thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you everybody for coming in. So the song you're listening to is an Edo song, very popular Edo song that people maybe in the southwest might not have heard of it, but it's very very popular. So just want to play it one more time. Then we're going to start. Thanks. Okay, we are back. We are back. So if you know that you can still hear the background noise, kind of, please let me know. If you are still listening to the background noise, let me know. If you are still listening to the background noise, let me know so that we can know what is really happening. So I've stopped the music. Okay. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. And we'll be looking at everything that has to do with Power Platform. We already have two speakers here already, and we'll be working towards having the other speakers, and they will going to join us soon. So the idea of Power Platform is Power Platform community. Why we're creating this community is to make sure that um, we can help improve people. We can help give people the ability to build what they can build and improve their society. So the major thing we are trying to also do is that we understand that different states have they are not connected like those in Lagos, like we in Lagos, and we're trying to help build this community. No matter how small we are, we are trying to make sure that we build this community and it grows. The idea is for us to grow as the community, really not. You're still hearing the noise, but I don't know. Maybe it is the network, Joseph. Maybe it's the network, but can you hear my voice, Joseph? Okay. So please just pardon. Maybe it's the network. I think it's the network and it's raining here. So maybe that is why. So let us just try and just listen. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Thank you, Joseph. Oh, okay. I think it's the network actually. So now, so the idea is for us to be able to build a community. And you know, when it comes to population, you can't compare those in the south compared to the west or to the north. So the south area of Nigeria, kind of, or the south area is really not much. So, and also you know that the working population in those areas are really not much. So, but we hope that as we build this community, we are able to get people to be able to improve on what they have and the things they have. So, so when we put in this community up, we know that we are going to have challenges of numbers, but we know that it's fine. It's the first thing is for us to get one person, two-person, and from there we build. That is the idea of community. We are not thinking that we are going to get 100 people at a time, but we know that we build. So the more results we get when building a community, the more better we're able to have and improve and get better at it. So you don't need to look at how many people are in the room. The major thing is what are we learning. So if we are learning, then that is the major thing that we are doing. So I want to show you um, the agenda for the day. We are not really going to spend much time, so I want to show you the agenda for the day, and also what we will need, what we are trying to achieve at the end of the day, the speakers and everybody. And I want to even show you a little video of what Edo State is, kind of. So this is recording, and what we are going to do, the welcome address. The first speaker will be David Brown. So you're going to see David Brown soon, and he's going to come up and talk about his own session. We have our second speaker already, Foyin. Today is even her birthday, and she needed to still take her time to even still come in for us. So we really appreciate you, Foyin. The next speaker that we're going to have, we're going to go on a break, and we're going to go and have a speaker, Vivek. Vivek is in USA, so Ohio, USA, and he's going to speak to us also. So then we have Jaflet. Jaflet also is going to speak to us, and they have different things they're going to be speaking to us, but everything is on Power Platform. So we are going to learn a whole lot, and we're going to be having questions, answering questions, and everything like that. So from there, we are going to build and improve on each on each questions we ask. We're going to improve and we go from there. From there, we're going to make some announcements that we need to make. So maybe now we are going to just watch a clip of a video I saw online about Edo State. So you know that there's so many states in Nigeria, and there are some things that we don't even know about those states. So there are some places that you might really want to visit if peradventure you are in Edo State and you really want to visit. So let us just look at 10 places that you really want to visit in Edo State in the next like 5-6 minutes. So let me play. Oh, sorry. Guess there was a mistake there. Okay, thank you. So I don't know if is there anyone that you've been able to that you think that you might want to see if anytime you get to Edo State. Okay, trying to. So now the major thing is that we want to check. So anyone can I want to see in the chat. What do you think? Which one of them do you see that you might really want to check out? Maybe one of these days. Let me see in the chat which one you might really want to check in one of these days. Maybe in the video that you saw, or what did you like in the video before we go into the speakers of the day. The other Oba Palace, Joseph. Okay, cool. The Oba Palace. Okay, so now while we move on, um, we want to talk about the speakers. So we'll just be showing you the speakers, um, the pictures of them. So our first speaker for today is David, and David is not yet around. That is David Brown. Is not yet around, and I think they're coming. So I think my system is trying to do some technical stuff here. So our first speaker is David Brown. I'm trying to bring up his picture, but it's telling me to restart this program. I don't know how I'm going to be restarting the program. So I think I have to just wait for the program to respond. So we'll be bringing up Foyin next. So maybe we are going to talk about the speaker next. We'll be bringing up Foyin. So Foyin, can you share your screen? So I can just cut this and you just share your screen. So Foyin will be talking a whole lot about the Power Platform, a whole lot, and you'll be seeing some demos. So let us welcome Foyin to help to speak to us. Thank you, Foyin, and happy birthday, Foyin. Thank you for still coming on, still your birthday. Thank you. Don't worry, we are going to sing the happy birthday song for you when you are done with your presentation.
Thank you so much, David and Japlet. Thank you for pulling this through. I know that we've been talking about it for a while, and I'm so happy and excited that we're finally doing this. So just to say a big thank you for the efforts and for basically staying the course. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to talk about pull up my slide. Okay, share my screen. Okay. All right, please can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can, Foyin.
All right, great. So I'm going to talk about the Power Platform, basically what it's about and the different um, the different aspects of the Power Platform as a whole. So what makes up the Power Platform? What are the tools and the applications that make up the Power Platform? That's what I'm going to be speaking about now. All right, so this is me. Um, my wife, I'm a mom, one of the community leaders of the Power Platform here in Nigeria, an agile coach, a speaker. I'm a certified trainer, and every other thing you see there. And recently, I started out the community for women desiring to have a career in technology or who have a career, but their career is in old tech and they want to switch. So we have other advanced and more established women ready to help and mentor the upcoming ones. So that's what Textilers is about, right? So now talking about the Power Platform, I've seen that market share for the Power Platform has increased so rapidly, and this is the projection for what it will get to by year 2022, right? This Gartner's prediction for Power Apps and Power Automates, how they're going to take over the markets. And why is this so? It's so because a lot can be achieved with this platform at a very fast pace. Now, this is MD of Microsoft telling us that their focus as an organization is on the M365 Dynamics and the Power Platform and what they're able to do on it with Azure. This is the core of what Microsoft is doing. As we can all see, for those of us that attended both Build and Microsoft Business Application Summit, we see that there's a lot of investment going into the Power Platform, right? Every day something new is being introduced, like now we have the robotics process automation as a part of Power Automate, where you can start to automate your non-standard processes using the robots. This wasn't there before. We saw mixed reality live during Embers, where you could actually click on a shelf in the store and watch the shelf appear in your room and see if it fits into that space. So these are the kind of things that, and much more is still going to emerge. So that's why Power Platform is an amazing platform to learn how to use. So you can see how the momentum has kicked off since they started out. They have over 200,000 active customers on the Power Platform. They've experienced over 700,000 growth in the Power Platform. And all of this is going to increase 4 billion flow runs each month. And I know that these numbers are old. If they give us the new statistics, we will be surprised at what we have there. All right. Every business user wants solutions to their challenges, right? We all have different challenges that we face every day, especially as business users. And you want solution, and you don't just want solution, but you want it fast. So challenges like ability to get your data, to make it actionable, ability to have multiple device capability, in the workforce, and building apps are very expensive now, because if you ask a developer, okay, how much is it going to cost, your time and everything, you'll be shocked at what that amounts to. So Power Apps has brought about a solution to all of these problems, where anyone and everyone can be a leader. And how is Power Platform able to do that? Time to market is very short, right? I recently built an app within, I think it was like 3 days, 2 or 3 days. And the app was rolled out enterprise-wide and everyone is using it. So that is the power in the Power Platform and in Power Apps. I'm sure if a pro dev was to build that same application, it would take a longer time to do. But I was able to achieve it so quickly, and even up until testing it and rolling it out, and even making changes. So they wanted some additional things after it had gone live. I was able to do it on the fly and publish, and it was so seamless. There was no break in the use of the application. Nobody even knew that I did anything, except that they had to refresh their pages. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah, and yeah, it's also able to help business and IT align, right? Business and IT can align. And also the Power Platform brings about Power BI integrations, and you can also see your total cost of ownership. You can leverage existing technology and existing infrastructure can be leveraged using the Power Platform. So, it's a part of Office 365. So any organization that has Office 365 already has it. However, Let me finish this. However, most of them don't even know that these tools exist and can help them solve their problems. So they are still looking for solution elsewhere. Whereas these tools are there that can help you. Sorry, 1 second. All right, so yes, you can. It helps us to automate manual and complex processes, right? So all of this is possible using the Power App. So these are the kind of issues that we have. Sometimes we have so many problems that only so many problems can be solved with off-the-shelf software as a service. You need to customize some things to meet your needs, and sometimes there's not just an app for that. So that's why Power Apps is the answer. Because if we want to go to custom development and maintenance, it's very time consuming and costly. So this is the Power Platform I've been talking about. We have 4 applications in the Power Platform, and Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents. Power Virtual Agents was just newly released into the Power Platform stack, right? So when you look at Power BI, it's used for analysis. So the way I like to explain this stack is using a simple example like a leave application, right? You want to take your leave. What happens? You fill a form, right? Maybe if you are in an environment where paper is being used, you fill a form, take it to your manager signs on the form, and then you maybe take it to the HR department for that. So if someone in HR wants to see how many people have gone on leave in January, they may need a junior analyst to go into that store and look through all the files or all the papers application that have been filled to give them a number. So you can imagine how manual that process is. So, but now what comes to play in the Power Platform? What comes to play in the Power Platform is that you build that form with your app, your Power Apps, you build your form with it. When you fill all the requirements there and you submit it, Power Automate is the engine running behind that helps you to move that application from where you submitted it. It will alert your manager to say, oh, Foyin has made a new request for to go on leave. And when your manager also approves, you can also get an email informing that your manager has approved your leave request. So the engine behind the automation of that process, where you're getting an email and your manager is also getting an email, is done by Power Automate. Then you have the Power BI. Power BI is used for business analysis, like I said before, business analytics. So you can point to where all the data is being submitted. So in my manual example, I said somebody may go to the filing room, go and bring out a file and start looking through one after the other to see how many people applied for leave in January. But if you have Power BI, you can point Power BI to the data source and you can do all your analysis from there. How many people have gone on leave in the last 1 month or 3 months? What's their gender? Are they male or female? What group do they belong to? So this will help you even know the departments in your organization that are not allowing people to go on leave. You can know that. The HR analyst can know that from the Power BI. All right. So we now have so this is what Power Apps looks like. The low-code approach to building apps. This is a sample app. We have the app in these are Canvas applications. So this one is the tablet option and this is the mobile option. And all of this can be easily built with low code and no code. Then Power Automate can help you automate simple from simple to complex business processes, like we said earlier on. Then we also have a lot of connectors and templates in Power Automate, which you can use. Now, this is Power BI. This is a dashboard, So Power BI helps you to see insights into your data. You can do predictive analysis. You can make informed decisions. So all of these are made possible with Power BI. And we have the Common Data Service. Common Data Service is one of the data stores that we have in Power Apps, where you can keep information. So when we talk about data source, you can talk about things like a SharePoint list. You can talk about Excel. Excel is also a data source. SQL, also a data source, like a database. And also you have the Common Data Service. And the Common Data Service is also a database that is being used by Dynamics CRM. And within the Common Data Service, you have the Common Data Model. So the Common Data Model is like data that you can jumpstart with. So you want to start, Microsoft has loaded the CDS with a lot of predefined data. So if you want a data about maybe customer data or contacts or visits, all type of data have already been loaded. So you just start down to imagine, okay, if you want to fill in the customer data, what are the fields that you require? Telephone number, email address, name of the person. So they've created all of that within the CDS. All right, so let's look at virtual agents. Virtual agents enables you to create personal automated bots without writing codes. So I'm sure you're all familiar with bots. When you go to a website and you say, hi, how are you doing today? That's a bot. So the virtual agent enables you to create these bots using a no-code graphical interface. So this is very useful and very good for answering repetitive questions. So if you have scenarios where a lot of questions are being asked over and over again from your team, they are being asked over and over again, you can use a bot to answer those questions. So that's what the virtual bot is used for. All right, so this is what the bot looks like. You can easily build this AI driven bot. So this is what the interface looks like here. You can easily build out the bots from here. So it enables you to engage with customers, conversations. Sorry, 1 second.
So please just wait for Foyin. You can understand the married woman. So please just wait. She'll be back soon.
All right, apologies. So we're talking about the virtual agents. So this is what the interface looks like in the virtual agent. So these are all the tools that make up the Power Platform. So I want to just quickly show us a simple app. Let's say a leave application, right? So I'm going to use SharePoint as my data source. Can you confirm that you can still see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it. I can see it.
Okay, great. So this is SharePoint, and I'm going to come here to create a list. Now, when you want to create your app, the first thing you need to think about is what are the fields I want to capture in this application, right? Like a web form. You want to fill a web form. What are the things that you want them to fill or to talk about? or to fill in that form. So that's the first thing you think about. When you have identified them, the next thing you think about is what are the data types that you use to collect that information that will make it as standard as possible. So let's say this is my leave app, right? So this title of my leave. Another thing I can have here is I can have my name, employee name. We can have, from here, we can have the department the person is in. I use single line of text for that. We can also have, what else? Leave type. I'll use choice for that, leave type. So I can say whether it's annual leave or study leave. You can add as many as you want, but you have to make sure that they are on one line each. Click on save. Then you can also add manager. So this done, I've created my database now using SharePoint list. So from here, I can connect it to Power Apps. So I can say create an app, and I call my app Leave App. Click on create. So it's coming up. All right, this is loading. So when it loads up, you see that it has automatically created the Leave app for us. Sorry, 1 second.
So if you want to ask any question, you can start typing it on the chat so we can know if there's any question you want to ask. So I think David Brown is in already. So that is cool. Thank you, David Brown, for coming in.
All right. So this has automatically created my app for me. So if I play it here, you see that my app is ready. So I can test it. I can say request for study leave, right? And I type my name, admin. I can say technology. I can also select the type of leave I'm going for, study leave. I can say my manager is, and then you can put an attachment. But do I need the attachment? I don't want the attachment box there, so I can delete it. I can click on this and take it out. So this is done. Okay, it's working fine. Let me save. Click on save. You can see it here. So it shows all of my entries in the gallery. This is called the gallery. I close this. All right, so this is done. Now you must always remember to save your application. At least the first save needs to be done immediately. So I come back here, then I can decide that I want an additional screen, right? I don't want people coming into the gallery immediately. So I create a screen called my home screen. We name this home screen. Then I can move it up. Whatever screen you have at the beginning, it will become the screen that people will see first. So I move this up. Then I can change the feel of the background. I make it on the blue side. Then insert a label and call it leave application. right? Middle, I can change, make my text bigger, say 35. I can also change my fonts to white, like that, yeah. Okay, this is done. Then I want to insert a button, right? Come here, put my button and say open. In between here, I can also put an image control and pick an image of my choice. So I can say leave image. Oh no, let me say vacation. Okay, let's say vacation. Vacation. This is nice. So I can save this image as vacation. Okay. Come back to my app and upload it there. Vacation. Okay. So I make it bigger. Make the borders of my app a bit thicker, 5, and maybe I'll make it white. White. Then I can also make this a bit rounded by using the border radius. I can change this to 25. Yeah, so play, looks good. All right, so now the other thing I'm going to do is I want to connect this button to my next screen, so that when they click on it, they can come here to apply. So I use navigate on select of the button. Yeah, and the properties are alphabetically arranged. So on select, navigate to browse screen 1, screen transition cover. I close it. Play. It takes me here. Okay, that's fine. So the other thing I'm going to do finally is to add a success screen. So I'll come here to new and I'll add a success screen, right? I can change this to your leave application was submitted successfully. Take this out, right? I come to my edit form, click on form, and I say on success, navigate to my success screen. So okay, I need to rename it. All right, so let me rename this. Rename my screen to success screen. So let's test end to end. Technology, annually, right? And then I submit, and it takes me to my success screen. So we just created an app, basically completed an app in what, 7 minutes. So this is one of the superpowers of the Power Platform, of Power Apps. And this is what makes it so amazing. Of course, you can include so many other things here, like ensuring that the app automatically picks your manager, You don't have to fill that in. Ensuring that it picks your details from your central Active Directory. Loads of other things can be done, but this is just showing us how you can start off with Power Apps, and then you can also tie a flow to this. I don't know if I still have some time.
Foyi,
Um,
maybe
um,
we can always do that one later.
okay, so we'll
Yeah.
have a lot of other opportunities to show how it also extends, right? So, how do you get started? Be an active member of the community. Right? David is starting a community in Edo State. Be active. Don't be a passive member. Join sessions. There's so much that we are doing in the community to empower you as an individual, that the only thing that can stop you is yourself. So be an active member of the community. And we also have our Power Platform Ninja community on Telegram, and be an active member of that. And if you're a lady and you want to get connected with the ladies, the women community also, textilers, be an active member, right? Then you can also visit the documentations here. You can start learning from aka.ms, the Power Up. I don't have an Office 365 account. Create one in this with this link, an Office 365 dev account. So it gives you all of these tools free of charge, which you can use to practice. Homework. Create an app today and teach it to someone else. So there's something about teaching what you've learned, right? It reaffirms the knowledge in you. So try this out today. If it's a simple 3-screen app I just created, try it out today. And once you are done, connect with someone else and say, I want to teach you something very cool that I just learned, and teach the person how to do this also. Thank you.
Thank you, Foyi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So if you know that you want to ask something, you can ask your question or you can type it in the chat box before we go to our next speaker, David Brown. If you want to ask a question, so you can ask your question. So anybody that wants to ask a question, you can unmic yourself and ask, or you can type it in the chat box and ask before Foyin leaves, so that, because she has a whole lot to do and she has a meeting to get into now. So please, if you want to ask a question, thank you very much, Foyin. So there's a question for you from Francis. He says, can we do automated vendor reconciliation with Power Apps?
Okay, so when you say vendor reconciliation, I'm not sure what that means.
So Francis, can you just put your mic up and maybe you can, so that she can get your question.
Hi, Frank. Hello, Frank. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Francis.
Yeah, my name is Francis. So I wanted to ask, we're comparing our accounts with a potential vendor's account. The vendor is it is supplier to the business. So want to can we automate the reconciliation whereby we compare what they have with what we have, and then figure out what is missing, and then if we're going to make provisions in terms of we are making provisions for them in our balance sheet in terms of payables. Can we, like, the process of reconciliation basically, can it be done with any of the Power Apps?
Okay, so we have the master of accounting and finance in our midst. So I will leave you to take that question, because he understands reconciliation end to end. I'm a techie, so I may not really have the full picture of what a vendor reconciliation looks like. But I know David Brown is here, and that's his core area, and he also is also very good with the Power Platform. So he would help us answer that question, Francis.
Okay, that is cool. That is a good way to throw the question to David. Okay. When David comes on, so David is actually our next speaker. So he's coming up he's coming up now. So David, are you ready?
Hello.
Yeah, David. Yeah, you're on now.
I was busy in another meeting. I'm just getting ready, trying to put up slides. How many minutes do I have?
Okay, you have like 15 minutes.
Okay. I can just jump in and say a few words. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hi,
So
Foyi.
do you hear the question?
Hello,
No,
boss.
yeah, that's how bosses call bosses. Me, I'm not a boss. So, everybody else, I'm a servant.
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear any question. Was there a question for me?
Okay, so now there's a question. So let me read the question for you. So
Oh,
Foyin finished doing the Power Apps, and Francis
yes.
asked that
Sorry, I missed that.
can we do automate vendor reconciliation with Power Apps? So whereby they have the clients who are the vendors and they want to try to do some reconciliation with maybe what they sell to them, and they want to know, okay, maybe there are new things to put up. So what do you think? Can it be done with Power
Vendor
Apps?
reconciliation. I need
Yes.
definitely see. Yes, it can be done, but let me know more, more about
Okay.
what.
Okay. So Francis,
Who is
you are
asking the
up.
question?
Francis.
Okay, let me hear from Francis. Hi, Francis.
Okay, hi David, welcome.
How are you doing? Yeah.
I'm good.
So, can you explain? I'm sure this is a
Okay,
practical situation for you, right?
yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's something that I'm doing manually, but I'm looking at how I can automate the whole process whereby we have a vendor that supplies products,
Mhm.
and mostly we do make provisions for them in terms of payables in our balance sheet.
Okay.
So now the question is for us to know how much we need to make provisions, we need to reconcile our accounts with their own accounts in respect to what they think we are owing them.
Okay.
Okay, so
So,
that
okay.
currently the
So,
process is being done with Excel, whereby you match and clear. You look at some of the items in their account, not in our own account. So
okay.
it's manually done on Excel. So I'm looking at
Okay.
automating that process.
Okay. So, first question, whenever it comes to reconciliation, right, you need to identify a unique reference, something uniquely identifying your transaction. So I'm going to ask you a set of questions, and then we'll come to your solution. So you have a vendor. How do you identify the vendor? And that's the whole thing about Power Platform. Everything has to do with data, but data needs to be tagged. Data needs to have a code. So you know that this is the data. Hey, it's like someone identifying himself in a classroom. They say, okay, everybody, we're doing attendance. Jack. If you say Jack, and there are two Jacks in the room, is it Jack Philip or Jack Bello or Jack David? Do you get? So they need to, even Jack David, there can be 10 Jack Davids. So guess what? If Jack has an admin ID, that's the unique identifier. So one, you need to uniquely identify your vendors. I'm sure you do. Do you do that?
Yes, yes,
Yes, you do. Good. You have to uniquely identify transactions. Do you do that?
yes.
How do you currently uniquely identify transactions?
We have something. There's a unique number that we use to match the transactions. We call it Form M.
Form M, okay? So you
Yes,
have a unique number in that Form M. Does that unique number, is it easy for you to retrieve information about that particular transaction? And both you and the vendor have the same information.
yes,
Okay, so there's a process between the vendor sending you information and you getting it. And I'm guessing it's in Excel. It's a spreadsheet that you're reconciling. The vendor sends stuff, you have stuff, right?
yes, yes,
So if the information is equal, you have both that reference unique ID, is a unique ID you're getting to talk to each other, right? And I'm sure that's the manual process you're currently doing.
yes.
Yes. So what could happen is I can give you the poor man solution and the rich man solution. Which one do you want?
Both of them.
I like I like saying poor man, rich man, because the thing about Power Platform, and let me, if you don't mind, I'll use you to start my slide. Let me see. Where's my? I hope that's okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
Do I have? Sorry, David. So I can share my slide. Can I?
Yes, you can. You can. David,
Do
you
I
can.
have rights? I have rights.
Yes,
Okay.
you have. Yes, you
All
have.
right. All right. Thank you. Can you see my slide?
Yes,
So here I'm
Yes,
talking about the citizen
yes.
developer. I just want to talk in general. I like talking in frameworks, right? And I want to try and leave my technical side, but sometimes I just can't help it. I enter the technical side. So Power BI here. This is your reporting tool. So this does what we call it's visualizes what the data you already have. Okay, so this Power BI visualizes, but what you want to do is a reconciliation. Funny enough, your reconciliation can work with Power BI, yeah, because you're comparing two data. You're comparing your data with vendor data, and you're trying to now reconcile the two, or your data with data from the bank or whatever it is. You're trying to reconcile the two. There's a way you can do it here, but it's not very efficient to do it that way. This thing just reports on the data, right? Power Apps, Foyin just did Power Apps brilliantly, showing you how you create that data in the first place. Now your vendor is creating data, isn't he? Your vendor created that data, and you told your vendor, put it on a spreadsheet and send it to me. Is that what you currently did?
Yes.
So I'm using you I'm giving you a long answer because I'm using it to explain this whole citizen developer thing. Okay, sorry, it's an impromptu presentation and it's going to be fine. So Power Apps, you've told your vendor, hey, when you get this data, send it to us in this format, this template. Do you have a template for your vendors?
Yes, we do.
Good. So that template for your vendors, instead of giving them a template, you should give them an app. So you should build a small app where your vendors will enter that information in the app. That unique ID of that thing you're doing will show in that app, and you tell your vendors, hey, download Power Apps, and we're going to send an app to you, and you'll be filling this app out. Now, the vendor, this is the rich man's solution, by the way. You know, I said there's poor man and rich man. I'm a poor man, so I use the poor man solution because because it's when you behave like a poor man, you become rich. Don't mind me. I'm just talking rubbish. Don't mind me. So anyway, so this Power App, you now create, instead of your vendor sending you that spreadsheet every day and you now going to your email and downloading that spreadsheet and opening it up and opening your own spreadsheet and doing copy and paste and do your reconciliation, stay till 12 midnight. Is that what's currently happening? Kind of.
Yes. Yeah, kind of.
Even so, kind of. So I've seen this a lot. So what should happen is the app is where your vendor should enter all that data. As the vendor is entering the data in the app, it is feeding your database. As it's feeding your database, your Power BI is reporting on it. But guess what? That is just the vendor side. The vendor fills the app, it reports here, and even as the vendor is filling the app, it can reconcile. Power Apps can use Power Automate. So as it's filling some things, it's telling Power Automate is sending it to somewhere and doing some processes that will reconcile right there as the vendor is doing his stuff in Power Apps. So the reconciliation process can happen between these two, Power Apps and Power Automate, right? So that means there's absolutely no reconciliation required because you have loaded your own data from your database into Power Apps, which as the vendor is entering, it is verifying. So let me not say too much because Foyin is in charge of Power Apps. She's Oga of Power Apps. So Foyin, am I right? Is that possible in Power Apps? Foyin, are you there? I'm putting you back on the spot. I heard it was your question.
I
Is
think
Foyin
she has
still here?
jumped off, but I'm not sure if she's still here. But
Okay, so Foyin will confirm that you can't do that. I know you can. So you kind of preload certain things to validate what your vendor is doing here. And then this Power Automate is the connector between Power Apps and whatever solution, whatever source of data you're having. That's what Power Automate does, right? So you can see that between these two guys, you can kind of build some form of reconciliation of the data between these two people and wherever your data source is. Your data source can still sit in Excel. That's the one that you are reconciling and sitting in Excel. It's still fine. From Excel, Power Automate, we take it, feed it into Power Apps. Power Apps, you check, and when your vendor is filling, it will do the reconciliation there. Then once your vendor has finished filling all the data, it will now go to Power BI and the reporting will happen in Power BI, your visualization. So all you will be doing is looking at your beautiful visualizations and reconciled report in Power BI, right? So that's these three guys working together. I'll talk about this guy later. But then the other solution is still your Excel. So you take your Excel and that spreadsheet that you have that you're filling up with all your information that you now want to do reconciliation, make sure it follows certain rules of how you keep tables, right? And then your vendors, as they send them, since there are many vendors, get them, they send all the information. What our advice is you get a folder and dump, since it's the template you've given them, dump all those their templates that's sending you into one folder and then use Power Query. Do you know Power Query? Have you heard of Power Query?
Yes, I have, but I'm not too familiar with it.
Okay, so what you do is you use Power Query So Power Query, we act a little bit like this guy, this Power Automate. To act a little bit is not the same, but to act like this. So your Power Query will go into that folder that contains all your vendor information, pull all that information together and make it into one nice table. Then it will go to that your own table that you have your own data, bring it out, and then do the reconciliation for you. The Power Query itself will now reconcile that figure there in your own table. Is it equal to the figure that the vendor sent, and do the detailed reconciliation. So we have a video on our YouTube channel that actually does something like that. You can type reconciliation with Power Query or something. I think it will come out. So that it will now do that reconciliation and everything, and then give you a reconciled table that will tell you, okay, these ones are reconciled, these ones are owing. That reconciled table, we now store it in Excel. So it will now push that into Excel for you, a sheet in Excel. So anytime new data comes from the vendor, drop it into a folder. It will take that data, reconcile it against your own data that is from your office. And all you ever need to do is look at that other sheet that has your reconciled data, and you can do a pivot table from that sheet. Or you can even do a Power BI report from that sheet. It depends on what you want. That's your reconciled sheet. You can just do a report, and you never need to do anything, because all you need to do is dump those things in those folders and it works. I don't know if you can visualize it. Can you visualize the solution?
Yes, I can. I also check the YouTube video out. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Excellent. So well done. So that is it about that. Yeah, you're welcome. So the citizen developer is you as a citizen that's not really an IT person. How can you solve problems? So you can see, I just use that example to see how do we solve problems. For you to be able to solve problems, you need to know your tools. You need to know what tools are available to me. So you need to really, really read a lot, deep into it, and read. Once you read and understand your tools, you need to understand how do people use these tools to solve problems. So never learn something for learning's sake. Learn to solve a problem. So you be a problem solver, right? So this is the introduction I've just done to Power Platform. So I'm David Brown. I'm the other B. I'm the David B. You have David A. So well done, David A. And it's excellent that you started the community. The key thing is to start, and it will continue to grow. So I'm managing partner at D Brown Consulting, work with David and his team and everybody at D Brown, and international consultant on the World Bank. I advise them on all sorts of stuff, especially modeling, and Microsoft MVP on data analytics. And these are my other handles, right? So I was supposed to talk about this, but I'll just go through introduction to Power Platform, what makes it up. I've already talked about that. The power behind the Power Platform. I've just shown you the power behind the Power Platform, just giving you some examples. How you can benefit from the community is very important. You join the community because organizations are bringing all their issues together, and you need to solve them as a specialist. You become a BI specialist. Now, some people take Power BI and become expert in Power BI. So Power BI alone, you could take 10 years, you're still on Power BI. Power Apps, expert in Power Apps, another 10 years. But I'm saying, not really, it won't take that long, but there's some people that all they do is specialize in one. What I would like you to do is know about all of them a little bit. Try and know about all of them very quickly. Just know a little bit about all of them. And then now you find one that you really like. Then really spend time there to become the expert in that thing, but still knowing a little bit about all, because it's good you know a little bit about all, so that kind of solution I was giving, you can give that solution. You can be that solution person that says, okay, bring this here, bring this here. Okay, I don't know how to do it in Power Automate, but I know it can do it. So you can get someone that can do it in Power Automate, but that is your tool, Power Automate. Do you get? So that's how you should think when it comes to solving problems, right? So what is your unique use case? Find out what can I use? What solution am I trying to provide? Yeah, and usually when you're in a community, that's how you can solve things, because you have a unique use case. You've seen how someone else in this community solved it, and you learn. So communities are so important. This is just a visual about the whole story: Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI. Now, Power Virtual Agent. What is that? We've heard about chatbots and stuff like that. So Power Virtual Agent is you employing a bot. When you say a bot, many people think of a robot, a physical robot. No, a bot, your email, you can tell your email, look, email, when you get an email that has Microsoft in the subject, send it to this person. You've just created a tiny bot, a small automation you've just done. So, but Power Virtual Agent goes a step further. When you're going to chat on a website, for example, and you're chatting, you're thinking you're chatting with a human being. They say, I have an issue with my card. Can you please solve it? When did you get the card? Which bank did you get the card from? That which bank is a bot that's asking you that. You say from a Kano branch or whatever branch, now checks. But what's your account number? So you see some banks have those bots. So that's what Power Virtual Agent is. But you can build your own for your organization. Yeah, and train it like a training, like a training a dog or training a pet. You're training it to make it better and better and better. Now everything here sits on Common Data Service. You have your various connectors to connect to all the different data sources you have, and everything sits on Azure. So that's really the Power Platform, and it's really a massive thing. Microsoft has it as a really, really big thing because that's the front end. That's what people see. All the things happening in the back end is more IT-ish related, but this is where I think you should play. And this is what our community is about, Power Platform, so that you can solve people's problem with these tools. And it's amazing what you can do when you're able to harness these power tools. Power BI is the first one. Power BI, you have your beautiful visualizations and stuff like that. You can write your visuals. Power BI, I like Power BI. We all started with Power BI because Power BI was the first of the four. And Power BI was born in Excel. So Power BI, those things in Power BI, it was born in Excel because the Excel has something called Power Query I just mentioned. It's in here in Power BI. It has one language called M. Power Query is in Excel right now and it has a language called M. It's also here in Power BI. Excel has something called Power Pivot, which is where you build a data model. You just connect different data sources together. That's Power Pivot. That's also what is here in Power BI. And Power Pivot has its own language. It's called DAX. That's also here in Power BI. So Power BI was born in Excel, but it goes way beyond Excel. I mean, it does a lot more. But again, you see many similarities, which is why Excel people kind of find it easy to move to transit to Power BI. So this was a small demo, but I'll skip that. You have your Power Apps. Your Power Apps, again, Foyne has done justice to Power Apps, so I'm sure you know this already. Power Apps is a really wonderful tool, and I showed you an example of how the vendors can have a small app that your company has so that they fill all their data through Power Apps. And you can build all sorts of stuff in Power Apps. You see requests and forms and stuff. You can see a simple form. This would be a similar form that your vendor will just fill. But as Foyne has already shown you some really nice complex things where she mixed Power Apps with Power Automate as well. And that's where we move next, Power Automate. This, as the name says, it should be called flow. Because what does it do? Anytime you hear about process flow, the processes, there's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So there's a flow around how things work. You can automate that flow. That's what Power Automate does, automating the flow between processes, right? So you can automate at scale, automate something, and then 1,000 of it happens, it has automated the 1,000. As a human being, you can't do 1,000 things at once, but Power Automate can. Seamlessly secure things and integrate things together, accelerated productivity, intelligent automation. So Power Automate is a very powerful tool for doing that, right? And you don't need to be a coder. You don't need to, you'll be a citizen developer and you'll be able to use it. An experienced developer also has stuff to use there. IT admins have, so it has something for everybody. You want to go very complex or you just want a simple solution, right? Just a simple solution. And again, this is the flow. So, and you saw this with Foyne. She was showing you 1 or 2 things around this. It's just different flows. So just the same thing. That's what Power Automate does. And Power Virtual Agent, as I said, you've employed an agent. You've employed somebody that will be answering questions for you. Say, anytime you have a question that someone says, I have a problem with my ATM, ask him, you have a problem with the ATM card. What is your actual problem? What card do you use? Ask him whether he uses MasterCard or Visa card. That is your virtual agent. You're training him. Then when the person answers Visa card, then ask him this. If the person answers MasterCard, ask him that. So you're training your system to automate the responses to people. And you can even tell him to answer in Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. So many things it can do right now. It's amazing. So this is like you've employed an agent and you're training that agent to do monotonous tasks so you can go and do more higher value work, right? That's Power Virtual Agent, right? And then basically this is the power behind the Power Platform. You're able to engage your customers empower employees, transform products, optimize operations, and everything comes together because there's real data intelligence happening. And the flow of information kind of makes you get deeper relationships with your customers, gives you more efficient or effective employees as well. They work efficiently, you have better products out of it, and you have operational excellence through more efficient operations. So that is the power or the story behind the Power Platform. And those 4 tools come together perfectly, and which is why, yes, I know I'm in Microsoft, I'm biased for Microsoft, but when you look at the studies and you look at the reports, especially the Gartner report, you see that Microsoft's, this Power Platform, the power of the Power Platform is way ahead of anything else in the pack. So, and again, is empowered by the cloud. So why should you join a community? Yeah, just like we said. So these are communities that are here now. We have Edo. You can see there's Power Platform User Group Nigeria, which kind of everybody comes to Power Platform User Group Nigeria. We kind of share ideas, and it's like a small hub. So if you haven't joined Power Platform Nigeria, which is, you can see the link here, t.me/Power Platform Nigeria. And again, if you're in Edo, you're in Oyo, and if you're in any other state, I mean, you can obviously start a small community where you can come socially distanced and have some small talks around, or maybe Power Platform Oyo is doing one event and it's online. Of course, everybody should log in and listen to that learning and learn from that learning. Same thing with Edo, learn from that, right? So, and then empower yourself so that you can provide solutions for people. And in providing solutions for people, you basically earn a living, and earn a really cool living because you love what you're doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Thank you. So you have a question. So before you go, you have a question. So the question is this: is it possible with AI Builder just to train your Power Automate how your data should be? Is it very possible?
How your data should be? That's not
Yes.
You have to be clear. What do you mean by how your data should be?
So Wale, can you put your mic up so that you can clarify the data?
So,
is Wale available? Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, nice to be here. So somebody asked a question about a reconciliation with his data and the client's data.
Yes.
And people were trying to ask Tonya about if our apps can do that. So I'm saying that your structure of your data and the way you want that data to be, the way you want to reconcile it with the client's data, you can train maybe your Power Automate or your app on how you want that structure to be using your AI Builder. And once you train it, once the other data comes from your client, the Power Automate should just quickly look at data automatically and reconcile the data immediately.
Exactly. So you can train it to extract the data. So for example, it can come as PDF. It pulls out the information from the PDF. It pulls out the information there. But at the end of the day, you must have a structured data. So it's going to clean out the data and structure it. Once it structures it and it's nice and clean, has its columns and everything, then you can now do any other reconciliation and stuff you want. So the AI Builder will look at it and say, I've seen this thing before. It's like a picture. Let's pull out whatever text we see in there, and it will learn from it. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, it's possible. The key thing is there's nothing that's impossible. Everything is possible. You just have to find a way. Yeah. So any other questions?
So if you have questions, please let us know if you have questions. Let us know
so I have another meeting
David
at 5:30, so I'm leaving in the next 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So thanks. So who have any question? Okay. So if there is no question, so thank you, David. I really appreciate you coming, even though you were able to stay a little while. But thank you. I really appreciate. And Francis too is saying thank you for answering his question.
When is the first event? When is the first event coming after this?
The first event is coming up next month.
Next month.
So where we are going to be having hands-on training. So we'll be having events once in a month, and we'll be going one by one. All the whole application of Power Platform, we'll be working towards it, and we'll be picking some topics in them, and we'll be using them to work on.
Are we doing physical or still virtual?
So it's still virtual because the numbers
Okay.
of the coronavirus is high in Edo State currently.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so it's high, and so compared to the population, it's kind of
Mhm.
high with the population. Yeah, so that is why we are doing it virtual for now. But definitely,
Great.
when everything comes down, we are going to have one physical meeting in 2020.
Socially distanced physical meeting.
Yes,
Not like this
yes.
picture. This picture is not socially distanced, but this is
This
before.
one coronavirus have not started yet. Yes,
so
yes.
so that would be great. So since it's virtual, that means everybody can watch it, everybody can connect and learn. So it'd be nice if we can coordinate it in a way that is not at the same days, so that we can all watch from Oyo, Edo, Lagos, everywhere, and just learn. So
Okay.
well done, David, and congratulations for starting the community. And
Thank
everybody
you.
else, please let's learn. The key thing is don't stop learning. Anyone that stops learning has actually started dying. So let's not stop learning. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye. So thank you. So new people are joining in. I can see 3 people joining. So we've have already 2 speakers, and in the next in the next like in the next 30 minutes we'll be done. We'll wrap up. But before that, we still have 2 more speakers. So, but one speaker is from USA, Ohio, and by this time he's not awake this time. So what he needed to do was to record his own session so that we can learn. So he's really not talking much about doing some demos. We've watched a lot of demos from Power Apps from Foin, and also done a little bit of Power Automate where David showed us. And so I will still touch a little bit on Power BI when it is time. But for now, I want you to just watch the message from Vivek. Vivek sent us a message, a video, just like 7 minute video, and we should just watch what he has to say about the community. Yes, what he has to say about the community. So let us go and look for Vivek video. So I think I have his video here. So coming. Okay. So if you can see my screen. So if you can see my screen, just let me know if you can see my screen before I play it, so that I can play it, and it's just like 7 minutes. Okay, so let me play. Bonjour, Poweretics. I'm Luke Goshi, and I'm a Poweretics. I know your mind has already been blown away by the amazing sessions from David and Koyan, and you're probably super inspired now to go and start doing something on our platform. So just wait for a few minutes. I want to talk about 3 things today: community, community, and community. Yes. I'm not going to talk anything technical. I'm not going to get into details about Power Apps, Power Automate, or Power BI. But I'm going to talk to you about the thing that brings all of us together, and that's the community. So I'm a product of this community, and now you are as well. And you should realize that you're not just a part of the EU user, but you are a part of this global community, which is always available for you to empower you in your journey. So 3 things around the community. The first thing is you can ask anything, and you can ask it on Twitter, you can ask it on the community forum, or just reach out directly to somebody. I can guarantee you that somebody somewhere at some time zone is awake to answer your question, and everybody is willing to share their experience and their knowledge with the community so that everybody learns from each other and to kind of give back as well. So the second thing about the community is the passion. Going from the first thing about to be able to ask anything, but the second thing is to have that passion to learn and teach others as well. So I myself started posting questions on the forum,
And this was 3 years back when there were not a lot of people on the community forum. So I started posting questions. I know a few people, there are not a lot of people to answer as well, so I got some answers here and there. But I learned from that. And when I got a solution from the forum, I was like, I should probably give back as well. I mean, this community has helped me. I should give. And I'll be honest with you, this, when you give to the community, when you answer somebody's question, the whole thing is the pleasure that you get when somebody is able to solve their problem because you were able to answer, that's just priceless. And the other thing is, when you try to solve any beneficial related to Power Platform or any question that somebody has around Power Platform, you learn from that because a lot of times you probably don't know about it. You try to do something yourself and you see, oh, maybe I didn't even look at it this way. So looking at questions, looking at comments, looking at answers helps you learn and helps you grow more. So never think that, oh, this is just, I'm giving, but I'm not getting back. You will get much more back than you give. So always have that passion to learn and to teach others as well. Give and you will get back. And the third thing is that everyone is welcome. So when people from different countries, different cultures are all getting united by one thing that joins us all, it's the love and passion for this Power Platform. So it is a big global community and you are now part of it and you need to take it further as well. So being a part of the user group is your first step, but you need to do more. You need to be the person who leads. You need to grow the community more. And it doesn't have to be limited to the user group. You can be a part of the Power Addict Hangout calls. You can be a part of the Power Up community calls. There are so many ways. You can create your own blog, start documenting whatever you learn. And there are people always who need content, who need to learn. Even if there are amazing videos already, you can document what you have done. People will learn from that. So there are multiple ways you can contribute and think how you can contribute the best, which will help you grow as well, and in the same path, help others grow with what you are sharing with them. So, as I said, learn, have the passion, and teach others. And remember that you're not just coming to the user group to just learn from the speaker, but tomorrow you have to be there or you have to be in this position and you need to teach others. So think towards that. Make that your goal. And I'm going to end the session now with a quote from Power Ups, somebody in the Power Up team at Microsoft. His name is Brian Lang. And he said this. He said, Power Addicts is not just a community, but it's a movement. And you are now a part of this movement, and you need to take it further ahead. So have a great time, network with others, learn from each other, and keep this user group going. And I will be super happy when with the user group growing more and more. And the other thing is I'm super honored as well to be a speaker for this user group. So thank you for giving me this chance. And I hope you have an amazing session today and you learn more and keep learning more. Thank you.
Okay, so that was from Vivek. So talking to us about the community. So now I want to show you something before our last speaker come up. I want to show you something in space of 10 minutes, and he's going to come up and he's going to talk about virtual agents, Power Virtual Agents. So now nobody has really talked about Power BI, and Power BI is where my own strength is. If you remember when David was talking, David said that I have an idea of everything. I to build apps. I even do a whole lot of Power Automate and Power Virtual Agent. But the major, my own core strength is Power BI. So let me just show you something. Let me just give you an idea of what you think Power BI is, so that you can understand why we say that you should understand learn what Power BI is. So now, if I want to share my screen and just show you something on, yeah, on Power BI. Yeah, let me just see if I can show you something on Power BI. So let's assume, so this looks like it is new. So let's bring this in. So this is Power BI, and Power BI, you're trying as much as possible to learn what it is to to understand or to know how you do things. So let me create a new one. I'm trying. Let me see if I can create a new one, and I opened the new one. So let me see if I can, so that everybody we can actually see the new Power BI. Okay, so I guess this is the new one. So I just want to do this and something simple in space of 10 minutes, something simple. So now there are sometimes that your data is in Excel, and this is Excel. We want to just get a little bit of data in Excel. So I just want to get a simple data in Excel, and I want to analyze that data. That is what I really want to do. I want to just analyze the data. So maybe any data that I have, I just want to see, oh, let me just analyze the data. So let me just pick this. Let me just see. So now when you have a data in Excel, you just want to see, oh, let me just see if I can just, a simple analysis. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is not a data actually. This was just a document. So let me open a normal data so that we can just see how it goes. So now it's just a simple thing for you to understand how Power BI works. So if you understand how Power BI works, it's easier for you to be able to work your way around. So now, Francis, you can remember when David was talking about something that has to do with Power Query. So this is just Power Query. So when your Power Query, we have a lot of things that we can do here, but because of time, I will not show you what we can do. So let me just take you to Power BI itself. So I think you didn't see the Power Query because it's another interface entirely. So because of the way I'm sharing my screen. So, but this is it. So we want to analyze a data. It's just simple. So imagine I brought in a card visual. I brought in a card visual. This is a card visual. And I brought in a card visual and I say, oh, I want to know the revenue. So you don't show, this is just a revenue as what you're seeing. I know that you can see, I hope you can see my big screen. Yeah, so this is showing 73 billion naira. This is just a simple analysis. So we can do any analysis that we want to do, and we can build in any visualization. I can bring in a pie chart, and I just say, oh, I want to see my model by unit sold. How many model by unit sold was done? And I can see it, and I can say, oh, okay, so this is what it means by a simple analysis I'm making. So immediately I click on any of the model that we sold, you will notice that my revenue changes to 7 billion immediately. So this is how Power BI works. This is just a simple Power BI report that you want to see. So I can now say, oh, okay, fine. Let me just bring in. So I'm super fast a little bit because I just want us to not really waste much of our time. I can just bring in a slicer and I say, oh, my slicer, I want to understand my market. So my markets here are states. So you can see it, they are just states. So I want to see by state, I want to see my different states that we have. We have so many states here. So let me just try and increase it so that everybody can see everybody can see it. So let me just try and, oh, okay, let me just try and increase it. So I know that you can see it now. So we have Abia. So if I click on Abia, it's so easy for me to know what Abia is making, 5 billion. If I click on Adamawa, 3 billion. So it's just a simple report that I'm just doing here. So this is how Power BI works. So I just wanted to show you so that you understand it, so that when we start going every month and start doing a whole lot of analysis, we can from there understand it. We can do even this coronavirus, we can do so many analysis on them. We can compare the population of different states to what is currently happening, and we can say, oh, is this going to be more tougher for them to finish, or what is the solution we can make? So these are another thing that we might want to see. So maybe if you have a question here, you can ask why I bring in the last speaker, Jaflet, to come and talk about the Power Virtual Agent in 10 minutes. If you have a question, you can bring it in. You can just continue typing it. This is just a simple report that we are just trying to do. We're trying to do here. So, Jaflet, are you prepared? Are you ready? So, is Jaflet okay? Jaflet, can you talk? I can hear you, but it's like you're on. Okay, so I guess Jaflet's Jaflet's network is very very bad, so I can't really hear him. So he's coming up and coming on.
Okay,
So
hello everybody.
yeah, okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah, good evening everybody. I'm Jaflet. Sorry, I would not be coming up with a slide. Yeah, I had everything prepared, but unfortunately, a few hours ago, my system crashed. So what I'm going to be
Wow,
doing is
sorry.
just walking you all through. I have majority of the demo on I can just do that, and you explain it in such a way that you'll be able to work on it on your own. So I'm Jeffrey Nwam. I'm a Microsoft STEM partner here in Benin City, Edo State, from the University of Benin. I'm a C# developer. I love Power Platform. 4 applications of Power Platform. I love them so much. I make use of 4 of them, but I'm really passionate about bots and virtual agents. I've worked with other companies. I've worked with Google's Dialogflow. I've worked with IBM Watson. I've worked with Microsoft's Q&A Maker, and now I'm working with Microsoft Power Virtual Agents. Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why I had to leave all of these and go for Power Virtual Agents. I also build solutions with Microsoft Azure. Now, quickly, I would like to tell you what a Power Virtual Agent is. A majority of times, people tend to find an easy way to automate processes. Agent does for you is it gives you the ability to create bots that can respond to users' queries, that can answer users' questions. But there are some really cool things with Power Virtual Agents. Yeah, and I would be mentioning some of them later on. Now, what are virtual agents? What virtual agents are is it's a bot, but it's kind of brings you closer to your customers in terms of answering customers' queries and all of the other things. Microsoft, some time ago, I think in 2018, came up with the Power Platform, and in the Power Platform, we have Power Virtual Agents. With Power Virtual Agents, you can write or you can create your virtual agents without writing any single line of code. Now, why is it important for users to be able to create, or for companies to be able to create bots or virtual agents without writing code? Majority of times, you must have observed that whenever we have teams writing, the technical team writing code for these virtual agents or these bots, it kind of reduces the pace at which the team makes progress. Because first, if I need to create something in my team, I have to make sure I get it over to the technical team. Then they have to come up with a framework, they have to come up with a flow and all of those things. But with Power Virtual Agents, even if I'm a member of the marketing team, I can build the bot myself. I can implement whatever I feel needs to be implemented in the virtual agent. Another thing with Power Virtual Agent is that it removes the complexity of exposing teams to the nuisance of conversational AI, and the team working on it do not have to start writing code, taking a while to edit your code, debug, and do all the rest of you would need to do. So even if you are not a technical person, you don't write code, you don't like writing code, you can build your own solutions. Best part of Power Virtual Agent is you can do all of this in minutes. So from all the examples we've seen, from the Power Apps demo to the Power BI demo, all of them, you can create your solution in minutes. And it's the same with Power Virtual Agents. In minutes, you can create a very, very powerful virtual agent. Now, I will just quickly run you through how to create your chat, your Power Agent. You can access it using aka.ms/capital letter T, small letter R and Y, then P, capital letter P, capital letter V, V, and capital letter A. So that's aka.ms/try-PVA. Now to take you to your Power Virtual Agent portal where you can sign in with your Microsoft account. For now, you can only sign in to Power Virtual Agent with your Microsoft account. At the moment you sign in, you can go to the bots panel somewhere on the right. When you click it, you can create your bot, input your name, the language you want your bots to be. Currently, there are about 15 different languages, and then you create your bots. Now, in your portal, you can create a topic. What a topic does is it is like a dialogue tree where you can work with you can tell the bot what to do at a particular time. So for example, I created a banking bot, which I'm going to be sharing a link to the bot with you, so you can just check it out. I want to purchase airtime, for example, and I need to think of a flow. Okay, what would the user ask when he wants to buy airtime from his or her bank? So the first question will be input the 10 digits of your account number, and the moment the user does that, it verifies it. Okay, it is this user. Then the moment it verifies that, it tells the user how much airtime would you like to send. Then when the user has inputted the particular amount, say 500 naira, it tells the user, okay, input the receiver's number. User inputs the receiver's number, input the last 4 digits of your BVN for verification. And the moment the user inputs that, it would work on that process, and at the end it tells the user, oh, you have successfully transferred so amount to this specific person. Now, with Power Platform, you can always connect to a database. It could either be on SharePoint, wherever it is, you can always connect to it. So for example, I need to verify my user has an account number, and I need to verify the last 4 digits of his or her BVN. I have it in a database. So whenever the virtual agent picks that particular account number, it goes over to the last 4 digits of the BVN section and it connects both of it. So when the user inputs a wrong 4 digits number, it tells the user, oh, this is a wrong 4-digit number of your BVN. So please input the correct 4-digit number. So it's pretty much easy. The demo I created, which I was supposed to show live here, I did it in way less than 10 minutes. I was able to come up with my bot. You just need to have a flow with you. You just need to have have in mind what actually the bot should be able to do. Now, something cool with Power Virtual Agents is you can always publish your bots wherever you want to. We have tons of channels where you can upload it. You have Facebook, you have Slack, you have Microsoft Teams, you have Cortana, and a lot of others. But if you need to upload your bot to a website, you can also do that. Subsequent trainings would be showing you how to get all of these things done too. Now, one cool thing about Power Virtual Agents is, except you publish or you publish a bot, the user cannot see the new changes. So if, for example, I'm creating something and I made an error, and sometime later I have to go back and correct it, whatever I have corrected, I have to publish it first for the user to see it. So there is no interference between the old version and the new updated one. So yeah, I wish I really had a slide. So sorry, I wasn't able to pull one up just because my system crashed. So sorry for that. But I hope with the little I've said, with the little demo, with the little walkthrough I have come up with, you all will at least be able to check out the Power Virtual Agents portal. Again, it is aka.ms/capital
Okay,
letter
so
T.
Japlet, let me type it in the chat box so that
Okay,
they can
yeah,
copy it.
exactly. So I
AKA
will
slash
just
what?
let me just type it in. Sorry, I was
Exactly.
actually
Yeah.
so sorry
So can you type
about
it
that.
in?
Yeah, so that's the link to create yours. So next I'll just be posting the link to the demo I created for this specific session. You can just see how it works and what it does. Yeah, so next is the second link is the link to the demo. You can check it out, see what it does. Then in subsequent trainings, I definitely will be able to fix this and be able to walk you all through on how to come up with your bot. If you have any questions on how to create virtual agents, maybe what I can explain better how it works, you can please just post it up in the chat section, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Japlet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So we have somebody new, and Vera. Vera is in the midst. Kola Wale. Thank you for coming in. So now you need to understand that is a community, and community grows in numbers. So there was a time that I think, yeah, Kola Wale can bear us weakness. There was a time that the Power Platform community in the Power Apps community started from 5. They got to the numbers that we have today. So it's a process. So for those who are in Edo State, we are really saying that if you have friends in Edo State, we really want everybody to come on board. So by next month, we'll still be continuing. We're going to continue this process, and we're going to be picking the days and the months that where we'll be talking. We also have a Facebook group. So Japlet, do you have the Facebook link? If you have the Facebook link, you can send it to the chat. On my Twitter handle also, I'll be posting the Facebook link, the 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 Telegram link also, where we'll be having these different type of community programs that we'll be having. So if you have any question or you have an idea that you want to share, so you can put your hands up. Vera, I know you came late, so but if you want to introduce yourself, are you in Edo State or you're in Lagos? Because your name definitely, I think it looks like an Edo name.
Good evening. I'm in Lagos State.
Oh, you're
I'm
in
going
Lagos
to
State. Okay, so
Yes,
you work in Lagos?
yes. I work with
Okay.
Sterling Bank. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice,
Yes, so
Sterling Bank.
he introduced me to the platform.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Oh, thanks. So now, majorly, we want to. But I know that definitely you have friends, cousins in Edo State, Delta State, and that environment. So we really want them um, in this platform, so that we can build the Edo community and we can build from there. So I hope we'll continue to see you more in this platform.
Definitely, you will. I will also spread the gospel to my friends and families in Lagos State.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Christian out there.
Oh, thank you very much. So I saw you. I know that you've joined the Telegram group. So I'm going to connect you from there, from the Telegram group, and we'll connect from there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome Adiola Akonde. I can see you. Welcome. So we've come to actually the end of this meeting. We've come to the end of this meeting. So I hope Francis will be able to. Adiola, can you mute yourself? Okay, thanks. So I hope Francis, you enjoyed yourself. Joseph, I hope this is the Joseph that spoke to me on LinkedIn. So I hope you'll be able to have an idea of what the platform is all about. So Babatunde, I hope also you've been able to enjoy yourself. Okay, yeah, the Telegram group will be connected now. I'm going to send the Telegram group link currently now. So if I don't send, let me try and get it. Let me try and get the Telegram group link. Let me try and see if I can get the Telegram group and Telegram group link. Let me see. I'm coming, please. So if you have any questions you want to ask or any idea you want to ask, so you can just come up and ask your question so that we can answer you, or you can put it in chat so we can answer you. So thank you very much. So while I look for the Telegram group link, let me see where it is. So, but I think I know I have the Facebook link. So, but let me check the Facebook. The Facebook will I think the Facebook, from the Facebook we can get the Telegram group, because I can remember that we have the Facebook. From the Facebook group you can connect there to the Telegram group there. Mm. Okay, so I have the link now. Let me put the link here. So this is the link for the Facebook. So just join the Facebook group. When you join the Facebook group, I'm going to dump the Telegram group when I get it, and I'll dump it there, and everybody we can connect from there. So thank you, everybody. Just kindly join the Facebook group. Then from there we connect back to the Telegram group. So we'll be using those two platforms. So the Telegram group is actually the platform for everybody in Nigeria. We have over 900 people there already. So you have a whole lot of people, a whole lot of community, those in Oyo State, those in Lagos State, and now those in Edo State. So, but the Facebook group is specifically for those in Edo State. So that one is private, kind of is a private group. So you can connect both of them, and from there we'll build the community that way. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody. So thank you for this, and we're going to come in again next month, and we're going to talk more about the Power Platform. So every decision that we need to make, you're going to connect it from the Power Platform. So thank you everybody, and thank you Vera for coming. Thank you Jaflet for speaking. Thank you Francis. Thank you Joseph. Thank you Kolawole. Thank you Babatunde. Thank you everybody. Thank you Kolawole. Thank you. I really appreciate the comments. Thank you, everybody. So we can go off now. Thank you. Thank you for all the speakers. Thank you very much.